when we went into the bunks and we saw how close all the beds were to each other, and just looking at the roof, and it was dark, the walls are all scraped, there's no paint. Going into the kitchen where they eat, just seeing those gigantic pots and the conditions of the place where all the walls are dark and black and from the smoke and the smell, and they don't have good water. The fact that the kids have to go outside in these conditions to the bathroom because they don't have an interior bathroom just broke my heart.
Alphonsine Momareke, a young 16-year-old student attending a college run by nuns, saw a figure that no one else could see.
I lost sight of all my friends around me, and all I could see was a cloud. A beautiful lady stood in the cloud. I asked her, "Who are you, my lady?" And she answered, "I am the mother of the Word."
And then she said she came with her hands right in her chest like this, and so beautifully, and her voice is like, I mean, everyone says her voice, no human being ever had that such voice. That is so sweet and peaceful. And then she told her, she said, Alphonsine. She said, "Yes, mother." Right away, she called her mother. She said, like, "Who are you?" She said, "I am the mother of the world." You know, the mother of the world in the Bible, you know, this is the mother of Jesus. And she said, "I have heard your prayers, and I want other children in the school to also have the same faith, to pray." And said, "I will be coming back to you. God have allowed me to bring a message to you."
She showed no response. Her hands were always firmly joined, and for example, her knees, however one might try, could not be moved. Though you could try separating her joined hands, you would not succeed. So we tried to test her response to pain, but again to no effect. As a commission, we endeavoured to be present from start to finish. We carried out every possible test when she was in that state. What that showed us was that in spite of everything, there was something here that was quite extraordinary.
What Our Lady told me, what I can say, the message for the world is, love Our Lady, recite the Rosary and convert. We have to follow what the Church teaches us. We have to love Jesus, our Lord, and the Virgin Mary, because she is our mother. Whatever happens, do not let go of Jesus. Do not let go of our Lord.
It's really, really sad to see the kitchen because, you know, there's no manipulate, like nothing to cook. You know, it must be really hard to cook for all these children within this condition. And it's 600 kids that really, really need to have, you know, environment so they can study, so they can learn something.
What touched me is the loving care that they get from the sisters. And what I don't like is that the dormitories are so crowded. There are just an inchy space between each bed. And that isn't fair. If someone gets sick, it could spread through the dormitory. They need more room to stretch out.
A library with English books is totally empty. They need computers. They need all type of school materials that they don't have. They run out. They don't have. They need a new kitchen, 100% new. They need a new dorm, 2 floors to fit all these kids with bathrooms, showers, everything in there. We need the service water everywhere where the water is used. Right there in the spot with a draining system, sewer system. If another part of the country, they have that, why not here? This is the first school that we had apparitions, and everybody is benefiting from the apparition, except the school, the original school. So they need a fair chance.
Or I feel like these nuns are Mother Teresa in action, the hands and feet of Christ. In the Western world, we have so much, and I think it's time that we see what we can do. We need to help.
The Virgin Mary's apparition on the day of the Assumption in 1982 was prophetic, as events 12 years later were to confirm.
The Virgin Mary showed herself to the visionaries with tears in her eyes, crying. She was inconsolable. Her sadness was that she was carrying us a message of salvation which we did not wish to receive. When we examined the comportment of the visionaries, upon analysis, we realized that it was serious.
In 1982, the Virgin Mary showed me people killing each other and fires on the hills. Everything was burning. She showed me holes, deep and very dark. She also showed me human skulls, heads cut in half. In 1983, she showed me a river of blood that was about to flow. She said, "I suffer because your hearts continue to harden. I suffer because many espouse vice over virtue." But at that moment we paid little attention to what she was telling us. We were not prepared to do what she was asking us.
And that is what the visionaries of Kibeho saw. The Virgin had told them, "Pray, for the sins of the world will bring disasters upon you." For a very long time they saw before their eyes a country submerged in blood, a country at war, terrible battles, many dead, and bodies that could not be buried. It seemed unbelievable. People said, "These visionaries are mad," with their dreams of disaster, prophets of misfortune and doom. Yet the prophecy was true, incomprehensible to begin with, but then so true.
Said the president died. Oh my God. I just hold my face. I'm like, oh, we are dying. They're going to kill us. He said, why? But my mind all went back to Kibeho. When Our Lady was saying, do you know what can happen? I mean, we knew what can happen if the war would happen. It was a genocide. They have told us that one day they were going to kill Tutsis. So we knew that if it happens, it will be terrible. From what Our Lady have said that a river of blood will fall, we knew it can be terrible. But to hear her saying that if the president died, and then to hear him dying, it was like, oh, that's it. It's happening. And it was really happening. And then I just keep asking myself, I've never stopped asking myself the same question, if only we have listened. If only we have listened. If we can listen to her. And it is not to regret the past, why that. It's today. Can we listen to her? Do we believe that she appears? If she believes like she appears in Medjugorje, do you really know what she said last month? What she said today to anybody, anywhere we can get messages? Are we trying to put that in practice? Even just trying.
For you to be able to give them hope and self-esteem, I'm in awe, because all of us, I couldn't trade places with you to keep the children in such high spirits when this would never be allowed in the United States. This would be condemned. You know, our prisoners have a better life than your beautiful children.
It is not a message directed uniquely at Kibeho or Africa. It is rather a message for the entire world. The Virgin Mary wishes for a conversion of all human hearts. In talking about pilgrimages, she talks about sacrifice or mortification. She says that for our spirit to enter into intimate communion with God, we need to submit our body to acts of suffering. And then she gives examples: to go on pilgrimages, to fast, to pray on our knees.
On my first ad limina visit, John Paul II said, "Ah, in your country you have Kibeho. What news from Kibeho?" My answer for today is to invite everybody listening to come to Kibeho, the Virgin Mary's shrine. Kibeho, the very first apparition and pilgrimage site officially recognized by the Church and Holy See, the very first such site in Africa.
And she told me, be patient. I asked her whether I should enter religious orders. She told me to stay here at Kibeho. She told me, you, cling to me. People and things pass. You, hold on to me.
When we came inside to see the details, it was like really unacceptable. Like no human could have like these conditions.
We can see the toilet. It's not like really a toilet, but it's just a dark hole inside. And I think the situation is unfair.
Access to water, have good bathrooms. This is not good. This is definitely not good, and we have to do something to change this reality, and we can, and it's in our hands to change